Greetings everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm your host Captain Ryan. Today's YouTube video has got me back in the Fighting Fletcher, my favorite destroyer in the game. And it's my favorite destroyer for oh so many reasons. As the battle gets underway, it's the Atlantic map, it's domination match mode, and for once my team actually has the destroyer advantage. And I don't mean they have the destroyer advantage in the respect that they have me and the Fletcher. I mean that for once, at the beginning of the battle, my team has more destroyers than the enemy team. And here, very quickly at the beginning of the battle, that advantage is only going to increase. Now, I am headed straight to the B cap point. Not normally where I'd like to go, but because I spawned directly in front of it, and because there are 4 destroyers and one is already headed to the C cap point, and I wasn't spawned very close to A, I've decided that I might as well go. Now, I do have another destroyer with me as backup as I get into the B cap point. So this is definitely a good thing. While the Fletcher can certainly lone wolf it if it needs to, having a backup just helps increase its ability oh so much more. Now I've got a group of ships that are off in the distance there. I fire off one set of torpedoes. You know, who knows, maybe I'll get lucky, and that's when one of the enemy destroyers pops up. Now pay attention to this destroyer. Fast Russian destroyer. If he continues straight forward, he's going to miss those torpedoes completely. But just before he disappears there, he starts turning. And he's turning into them. Now I'm detected by the enemy aircraft carrier, so I pop my smoke screen, and that destroyer is actually being spotted by other ships. He scrapes the paint on my first set of torpedoes. But here's the thing, he is slamming on the brakes and he's popping his smoke screen. And I fired off my second set of torpedoes after he turned, knowing that he was probably going to go straight forward. And of course, because he slams on his brakes, he meets the end. First blood with a torpedo kill on a destroyer. All skill, no luck. Well, okay. 50% luck that he turned the correct direction. Now, I'm sitting up here in the B cap point. My team is capping it uncontested. The enemy is actually taking C, and my team's taking A. This Otago up here, moderate health. He's taken a lot of hits, and he is starting to play Peekaboo with this island. Now, I get a set of torpedoes out here. Not entirely sure what he's going to do here as far as reversing, and I'm trying to set him on fire and get shots out there, but I'm not having any luck. Do finally manage to set him on fire, but of course he immediately extinguishes it and drops off detectability. My team has now managed to capture the A and B cap points, but enemy team once again pushing up with another destroyer into the B cap point, trying to contest it. We have a friendly destroyer up there who should be able to deal with the enemy destroyer, but just in case, I've got myself turned around here. I'm not going to stay in my smoke screen because, given there was an Otago within 10 kilometers, there's a probability that there are torpedoes in the water, and I really don't need to be sitting in that smoke screen with that possibility. But now that I'm out of that smoke screen, you'll notice that that Otago is gone. He is nowhere to be seen. And he has done a very good job of disappearing behind that island in his Peekaboo game. Enemy battleship pushing up here well into the B cap point. And he's got some torpedoes out at him, but it looks like those might miss. So I fire off a set based on him straightening out a little bit, or possibly turning. And now I've got a second set that's almost up here, and I've got a second battleship coming around this island. Unfortunately for me, I'm incredibly close to this guy, well within my detection range. So as he comes around the headland of that island, I am detected. Fire off those shots right on the lead indicator on a narrow spread, just because if I'm gonna hit you, I'm gonna hit you for a lot of damage, and if I'm gonna miss you, I'm gonna miss you completely. First set of torpedoes, I do actually manage to hit 2 on that Tirpitz there, and he gets a big hit from somebody else. Very low health. He's trying to repair it, but he's flooding, and that's going to be the problem for him. I get shots out here, Can I finish him off? Can I secure this kill? Come on, I do manage to hit him. Finish him off with flooding. Now, that has caused me to be detected, and the enemy Nagato fires at me, doesn't change his course, even though there's a destroyer. Finish him off with torpedoes as well for a double strike. The team is now in a really good position. We've only lost one ship to the enemy's 4, of which 3 of those kills belong to me. Enemy is still in the process of capping the B cap point. So I push up here because I know there's definitely something sitting up here, and it's probably a destroyer. I fire off my set of torpedoes at this Colorado. With any luck, I'll be able to nail it. Get hit again, it knocks out one of my guns. It's okay, I hit the repair, and there is the destroyer in question that's got all of the cap points. At least that's what I think. He's got his torpedoes out here, so I'm going to continue to back up. And I'm basically just going to back out of my smoke screen until those torpedoes have passed, because I definitely don't want to be sitting there. Now, I did reset the capture progress on that destroyer, which is excellent. That Colorado's still sailing in a wonderfully straight line, in spite of the fact that there's obviously an enemy smoke screen up here. And of course, finish him off with torpedoes as well. Battleship drivers, why you do this? As long as you're on the enemy team, I really don't care why you do this. Just keep doing that, but if you see me on your team, please, please stop sailing in straight lines when there are destroyers in the area. Now that cheeky little sneaky Japanese torpedo boat destroyer has managed to get away. He's no longer in the cap, and my team is really dominating here with having 2 caps, no longer contested, and the fact that we are up in the ship's lead, only having lost 2 ships to the enemy's 5. Now, I'm trying to contemplate here. I do have a second set of torpedoes, what I want to do. I'm detected by aircraft yet again, and this could be a bit of a problem, as there's that Atago. Now, I switch targets to the Atago after opening up. I'm detected anyway by aircraft, and I'm trying to rush behind this island back over here so I don't take too much damage. Of course, that's when the battleship up there manages to hit me with a full broadside of high explosive, and that really, really hurts, especially dealing with this Atago. My torpedoes barely miss the Atago, and that really aggravates me because he was so close to death. Fortunately for me, and unfortunately for him, he beaches himself. I do also manage to hit 1 torpedo on the battleship that was behind him, and that makes me happy. Now, as I disappear behind this island, that means I can no longer be hit by this Atago, or the battleship, or pretty much anything else. The only ship I need to worry about that I'm still detected by is this Chapayev. And if he decides to shoot at me, I'm incredibly low health. I really cannot afford to take hits, and here come the shots. So that was way too close. Drop off detectability, no longer spotted. More shots coming in there from the destroyer and the Atago that's now hidden in a smokescreen, and that's a bit of a problem because he was very, very low health. And I know he has a repair ability, but I really want to kill him because I am on 4 kills, and it would be nice. Unfortunately, this is where I'm going to make the mistake as I decide to fire off my torpedoes dead center in the smoke, thinking he might back up. Slow way down, torpedo beats that, just barely dodging those torpedoes. And this is where I make my second mistake in this battle. There's a smoke screen up there, and I fire off torpedoes into it. What I didn't realize was that the ship that was actually up in that smoke screen, the only ship that was in that smoke screen, was the Chapayev, and he's dead. So I just wasted my torpedoes there. Now, I've got torpedoes headed into that smoke screen. I am detected by an enemy destroyer. Once again, I cannot take a hit from pretty much anybody, so I slam on the brakes, get my smoke screen up, and of course, fortunately for me, nobody shooting at me. Don't manage to secure that kill. Really disappointed by that. There's the Atago. Well, he avoided all of my torpedoes. Again, really disappointed by that. I do manage to set him on fire before he disappears behind that island, but of course he's out of my line of fire, and he's being shot at by at least one other person who has a direct line of fire at him, and he gets taken out. So I failed to secure the kill on that Otago, still at 4 kills, and with a Confederate now, and no Kraken Unleashed. That's okay, there are still a few enemy ships left, including one destroyer, and as long as that destroyer is incredibly low health, I might be able to take him with me. Now I've got 2 battleships that are back off here in the distance, and they're full-strength battleships. They went up to sea and circled back. Because they're full strength and because they went to sea, you could really quantifiably say they didn't really help their team much at the B cap point. Friendly battleship over here who is pink. I am going to try and give him a wide berth because I don't want to keep him pink. He's doing pretty well in the match, and in fact he's going to end up second on the team for XP earned. But I'm also really hoping that these battleships will kill him because we're very close to winning on points, and I really want all of my torpedoes to smack these guys and secure me a Kraken. But I don't want to be the guy who dies because kill-death ratio, and because I'm a good player with torpedoes. Do manage to hit the Colorado with a torpedo. Don't cause any flooding. Really disappointed by that. Can I hit him again? I do. Again, don't cause any flooding. Really disappointed by that. Open up with guns. I'm going to try to set him on fire. And really disappointed that my torpedoes didn't hit the battleship behind him because they kind of looked like they were going to. Unfortunately, we win out on points before I'm able to secure the kill, so no Kraken Unleashed for me. Still though, 142,000 damage done. Confederate first blood and a double strike. Battleship drivers, why you do this? And if you need any more evidence as to why destroyers are not OP, obviously you saw the giant hit I took while I was detected by a battleship who was paying attention. Of course, top of the team for XP earned, over 2,000 base XP, and the battleship I mentioned, second on the team for XP earned. Anyway, that's it for today's video, folks. If you liked the video, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and leave a comment down below. If you'd like to get semi-regular channel news and updates, you can do so by liking and following me on Facebook. If you'd like to help support me and my channel, as well as gain some perks and gain access to my World of Warships replays early, you can do so by becoming my supporter on Patreon. You can support me for as little as $1 a month. That's only $12 a year, and help my channel grow. If you've got a replay like this one that you'd like to see on my channel, you can send it to my email. And if you'd like to watch me play World of Warships live, among other games, usually Sundays at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time or Pacific Daylight Time, you can do so by following me on Twitch. You can find the links for all of those in the video descriptions down below. And as always, I'll see you next time. This is Captain Rye, signing off.